Hello, I'm Darren Magee and welcome to my mental health information and awareness channel. Now today's topic is on delusional disorder. If you like this video, if you find it helpful, please check out my other videos on mental health related topics and please consider subscribing to my channel. Now delusional disorder, previously known as paranoid disorder, it's a type of mental illness called a psychotic disorder. Now people with this disorder can't necessarily distinguish what is real from what is imagined. And given the name, delusions would be the main symptom of delusional disorder. Now, these would be solid, unshakable beliefs in something that isn't true or something that perhaps isn't based on reality. Now, having said that, that doesn't necessarily mean that the delusions are not unrealistic because some of them aren't really that bizarre. It could be situations that could happen in real life, like someone being followed, being loved by someone from a distance, being deceived, quite commonly someone being conspired against. But these delusions, they usually involve a mistaken or an exaggerated perception or experience. In reality, the situations are often not true. Now, apart from the subject of the delusion, people with delusional disorder can, more often than not, they can function normally. They can generally hold down jobs, careers. Though in some cases they become so preoccupied with their delusions that this impacts on their lives and their relationships negatively. Now, I think it's also fair to say that some delusions can be a symptom of a more common disorder, such as, say, schizophrenia. But delusional disorder itself, it can be quite rare and it often happens in middle to late life. So some of the common themes in delusional disorder include persecutory delusion. Now, I think that this is the most common one. Now, this is when someone believes there is, say, a conspiracy against them or someone they love. They're being mistreated somehow. They are being stalked, spied on, and it wouldn't be uncommon for them to, say, make repeated complaints to legal authorities. But any consequences for their own negative behaviour would reinforce that delusion that others have now been conscripted into the battle against them. And this can lead them to, at times, be quite vindictive towards others as they try to right some kind of perceived wrong. Now, an example of that I would use would be someone is convinced their partner is cheating. They're seeing sex workers, whatever. And every time they get messages from them, they delete them immediately. Now, the evidence for that is that every time she checks the phone, there are no messages there. Now, when someone else intervenes and says, look, he's not that type of guy, it's not the sort of thing he does, that person is now part of the conspiracy. They are now guilty as well, which means that his partner now has to get told that he's cheating on her as well. Then there's the grandiose delusion, sometimes referred to as megalomania. The person sees themselves with, say, an overinflated sense of power and importance, knowledge, overinflated sense of worth. They may believe they hold the answer or the secret to something that the world really needs. They have discovered something really important or uncovered some kind of sinister plot or cover up somewhere. Now, they may claim that someone famous or successful is an imposter. They have stolen their work, their ideas, and claimed them as their own. The next delusion is jealousy. Now, as in a previous example, they may be convinced that their partner is cheating on them, regardless of any evidence to the contrary. Then there's the delusion that someone loves them, admires them, worships them, and they may even stalk that person and try to repeatedly contact them. And, it wouldn't be uncommon for that person that they believe loves them to be famous, rich, important. The next theme is somatic. Now, this is when someone may be convinced they have a serious medical problem. Now, even if several doctors and consultants have given them the all clear, they will not believe them because the medical experts have it wrong. Either that or they don't want to cure them. And it is also possible for someone to have two or more of these themes. Now, some of the symptoms of delusional disorder include low mood, being irritable, reading too much into things, jumping to conclusions very quickly, seeing or hearing things that aren't really there. It can also include overthinking, overanalyzing situations, but not in a problem solving or solution finding kind of way, more in a way that connects the dots in order to support their belief. Now, an example of that would be someone applies for a job, they don't get the job, so they start to convince themselves, I didn't get that job because of someone else who doesn't like me, because I know this person who went to school with someone who is related to someone else who thinks they may have met someone who knows that person who doesn't like me, so so they're all in it. So it's really coming to a conclusion, jumping to a conclusion rather, then working backwards to find a way of supporting that belief. Now, as hard as it might be for someone on the wrong end of someone who has delusional disorder, remember, in their minds, it is true. It is true because they think it. It is true because they feel it. It is true because they worked it out. And that can be very difficult to reason with, especially if that person is unaware they have a disorder and don't seek support. So there's a brief outline on delusional disorder. If you have any comments or queries, as always, please use the comment box below. I do like reading and responding to your comments when I can. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel for further updates on mental health related topics. And until next time, thanks for watching.